like I'm going insane, yeah. It's a thief in the night to come and grab you. It can creep up inside you and consume you. A disease of the mind.
Well, he's not very busy, so he's got time to make videos, but
that's what you might think. But I mean, to me, it was kind of informative. It was something that engaged.
People are watching the video and wondering what he's going to do as he's walking at it, and then he tricks you. It's called disruptive advertising. He tricks you into thinking about a loan, which most people then actually get offended sometimes by and go like, you know what? Forget this guy. If you were coincidentally, though, this is where, like Chris was saying earlier, this is where it works. If somebody statistically is looking to refinance and they saw that kind of a clever ad, they might call the guy because the timing's right.
Do you do any of that, Andy, a TikTok thing?
No, not TikTok yet. I've been watching TikTok because, see, my kids send me TikTok videos all the time that are funny, like YouTube, where they have the ads that run before the videos start, which I think is funny because now my ad's running as a real estate agent before another real estate agent's video runs.
Don't buy a real estate property in cash. You should always get debt on your property. Remember, there's good debt and there's bad debt. Good debt is the kind of debt where you're going to make money. Make sure you go out and get nice, cheap bank debt. That's going to allow you to do a lot more properties with the same amount of capital or equity to start with. If you pay for one property in all cash, all of your money is going to be stuck in that property. Like and follow to learn more.
At the very end, he said, like and follow to learn more. And the whole time I was thinking there, it wasn't super dynamic, but I was thinking this guy knows what the heck he's talking about. If I'm going to get into investment properties, I probably want to talk to that guy.
That's a little more my style than somebody coming in and doing the old.
I think actually, Andy.
I'm always afraid there's a fine line between being too funny to where people don't like want to work with you or they don't think you're serious, you know?
Yeah, but then you talk it just like that guy. You know more than him, but you have to use that personality. People are attracted to that personality. I think even more so if you're kind of goofy and weird and, if you're Andy. And but if you are, but then you come back with, even on here, he does these stupid things, but then he talks and you're like, God, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. And that's engaging. And he's doing TikToks. After this, he's doing TikToks. She was basically like a 580 credit score buyer was coming after her, and she's trying to get the heck away from him.
You got to be careful what kind of ads you run because you do attract, the buyers that have the credit scores. I had a guy years ago say that. He goes, well, if you advertise for $1 million buyer, you might get one. If you advertise for $100,000 buyer, you're going to get one. So it's like, in real estate, the other thing is we have designations, or I don't say the word demographics because I'll help anybody, but we generally are better suited to sell certain product or price points or, lifestyle. And so that's where I think a lot of agents do have to specialize versus just throwing it all out there to everybody,
This Denver home is ready for a remodel. It's in the historic San Rafael neighborhood, built in 1898, and this old brick is actually in pretty good shape. Now the inside will have to be torn down to the studs probably to modernize the space and really open everything up. And there's plenty of room in the backyard to put an addition on the backside of the home, like the neighbors did. Remodeled comparables in this neighborhood are going for nearly $1 million. I'm listing this at $500,000, so there's plenty of room for profit. Interested?
See, I like that but I'm linear that way. Like I want to hear numbers. I want to see facts. I want them to point out that it's not perfect. But that's me. So if he's running an ad for a guy like me, I would actually respond to an ad like that.
But that's the kind of people he's going to attract, and that's the best part. So if you are who you are, you're going to attract people that like that. Yeah. And I think that's another thing. I think that realtors need to realize there's people aren't for everyone. I just had a deal that I just walked away from. It's not going to work. We're not compatible in that way. And that takes a lot, me to do that. But I think it was what's best on both sides. It's not going to work.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Real Estate Radio Hour. Don't forget to visit our website, realestateradiohour.com. where you can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, or your preferred podcast listening app. If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes or sharing us with a friend. Until next time, stay awesome, Twin Cities.